Yes, freaking yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's that kids and wives and 9 to 5s, but we are married to the games. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router and Timothy Hall as always. I'm loving life because I thought I wasn't going to be able to talk to you guys this week. And this is making my day right now. Well, it's tying my day because my day has actually been really good. But we'll get to that later.
I was looking forward to seeing your beautiful face all week, and now I see is a blue silhouette head.
I know, because my internet's not good enough to stream video and audio. So we had to choose one. And since you guys aren't master lip readers, we went with audio. Tim Router.
Yes, sir.
I want to hear how your week has been.
Okay, first off. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. True
I love it.
patriot love in all thy sons command. And that's about it.
Well, how do you know so much of that?
It's called looking up the lyrics of Oh, Canada.
I was wondering about that too. I was like, oh, I think we're going to discover something new about Tim this week.
I know. I was like, is Tim Canadian? And we didn't know this whole
dual
time.
citizenship. How did you guys know?
I know. Shoot.
Just
Man,
a guess.
It's good to hear from you, brother. For those of you who don't know, Gabe is up in Canada right now. So we were trying to figure out if he was going to have internet, and this podcast could have not been with him, and we would have been very sad. But clearly, we're all back together, and it's great.
It might have been better. I should have just said I couldn't make it. The podcast might have been better.
Well, hopefully it will be better than me singing. Anyway, it's good to hear from you boys. Had a good week/weekend. Pretty normal stuff. Just, working and doing our thing. What did I do? Not really a whole lot. Took Piper to Indian food for the first time. That was pretty amazing. She loved it. So,
really?
Yeah, I was actually kind of proud. I was like, oh my God, my daughter's a hipster.
Man, I bet that was a terrible diaper change.
Yeah, I was kind of like, as I'm feeding her, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good tomorrow.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
There is nothing good that can come of this, but she loved it. And in fact, I gave it to her leftovers for lunch like the next day. And she was like pointing at it. So she really liked it. So
she's like, give me that. I
know. I'm so proud of her. So yeah, so that was awesome. Good. We did that. And Amara and Piper had a play date last night, and Jenny came over and we had some margaritas, and
I saw the pictures. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I mean, we actually had a 6 de Mayo, not Cinco de Mayo, because happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody, by the way.
Uh-huh.
So because we couldn't make it on Sunday, so we decided to do it on Monday. So we had tacos and margaritas and hung out, and those two basically played straight from like 7 till 11 o'clock. They are insane together. So it was a lot of fun watching the two of them go. And they were just running around. Like our living room looked like a bomb hit it afterwards. It was amazing.
That's great.
It was great. And then they sacked out, and it was like, I think Piper woke up at like 10 o'clock this morning, and I think Amara woke up at like 9:30 or so. So that's
perfect.
They were all hungover, like, ugh. It was awesome.
Yeah. I partied too hard last night.
That's right. That's right. So, Candy crushing by night and getting up early in the morning, and Borderlands 2ing it in the morning. So
when people can watch you, so in the daytime when people can see you, you're like, I just like headshotting people. You know, this is no thing.
I'm just
at night when nobody's looking, you're like, oh, let me try to put these candies together. And maybe I can drop this fruit down.
Oh, the yellow ones are my favorite.
If I mix a striped one with a wrapped one, something crazy happens.
Gabe, you have the best Professor Frink voice ever.
I know, it's awesome. Hoo-hey. So, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's pretty amazing. What is the deal with Candy Crush? Why is it so freaking addictive? Like, I come home, like, it's usually, like, Lauren and I will decompress. Once Piper's in bed, like, we're sitting on the couch, she's doing some stuff on the computer, and then the next thing you know, both of us are playing Candy Crush, and we're, like, up till 11, 12 o'clock at night. We're like, what are we doing?
Exactly.
So, it's crazy. But, so I'm Candy Crushing, and then I am continuing my campaign on Borderlands 2. And man, that game is great, Hall. I love it.
Told you.
It's just awesome, and it's like I learned my lesson from Borderlands 1, and I'm doing all the side missions. As soon as one pops up, I'm doing it just so I can get the XP, and it really makes the main campaign a lot easier. But I've reached the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reference, which was
Oh, yes.
which was amazing. And I forgot about that too, because I know we had talked about it in a previous episode. And as soon as the whole pizza thing came in, and then we went down in the sewer, I'm like, oh, this is it. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, yeah, it's great. So, Gabe, Hall, I think our goal here is we need to get Gabe hooked on Borderlands somehow. Because
For
a first person
he
shooter,
said he played the first one,
it.
right?
What's that?
Didn't you play the first one, Gabe?
I played parts of it, and then I forget something came out, and it distracted me.
What were you going to say, Tim?
I was going to say, like, does he just start with Borderlands 2, or like, I don't know, like, because he's a first-person shooter, like, he loves those games. This is like the perfect first-person shooter for him.
It really is. Man, see, the only reason that you would want to start with one is for story purposes, and
Yeah,
I love story.
guy. So
yeah,
I am a story guy.
yeah, I mean, because the characters in one are a lot better than the characters in two, in my opinion.
I actually
Like
kind
the
of
main
agree.
characters.
I agree.
And I think it may just be a I've played the first game, so I know these characters type of
Right.
thing. But I don't know. I wonder what somebody's take on, like, if they just started with two, if they would even care, about the characters.
I don't know, like, because I hadn't played it since Christmas, because that's when I played Borderlands. And Gabe, did you ever download it through PS Plus at all? Because it was for free. That's how I got it.
Yeah, that's how I have Borderlands 1, yeah.
Okay, so you have it. All right. So
Oh, yeah.
maybe you just try it again and see. I think you would really, really enjoy it.
Okay.
Just because it's such a good first person shooter. And I think the overwhelming thing is there are so many guns. Like, so many guns and different types of guns.
I do remember that from the first one. I was like, okay, this is a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But you kind of get used to it after a while. Like, the first time I was like, man, what are all these numbers and what's this? And after a while you start getting really into it. And I've got like a whole system for how I figure out what I need and what I don't need. But man, once you get that right gun, man, it's just, you can just churn and burn, and it's great.
Yeah, and
Sweet.
you get used to exchanging your guns too, so you never really keep a gun for more than like 4 or 5 levels, probably.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
You're
you just get
absolutely right.
used to the churn.
And they build it up good too, because the main mission kind of you're fighting a lot of the enemies that are on the same level as you. If you start doing side missions, then that helps boost your level, and then it's easier to wipe out the lower level guys.
Right.
So, but
Yeah,
man,
that makes
it's
sense.
just a fun game. I'm super excited, and I love playing it. It's a lot of fun.
There you go.
So that's what's going on in the router camp. Hall,
love
over to
that.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Are we going to continue with the national anthem thing?
If you want to go to the next verse, by all means, go right ahead.
All right. Well, no, I only know the French one.
Oh, please.
Allons
Yeah,
enfants
excuse
de la patrie.
That
That
was
literally
good.
sounded like you threw up on yourself.
That is
Yeah.
the most. My wife always makes fun of when I talk French, because I do have to do some. I do have to talk some French at work every now and then too.
Do you really?
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, and I have, but that's the thing though, is I have like this Midwestern Southern accent, so my French always sounds stupid.
That is
You know,
awesome.
it sounds like really just twangy.
That's funny.
I mean, I guess it could. Well, if you've ever heard like a Cajun person talk, like, you know how Louisiana used to be like owned by the French. There's a lot of people down there that
Exactly.
still speak the French, and they sound
Creole
just completely
French.
different. Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
That's awesome. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think you should do an entire podcast in French.
We could have
Yeah,
used you. We could have used you in Montreal the other day.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of I can get around and stuff, and I can do some basic conversation, but past that, I'm just like, because once you start talking French to a French person, man, they just go nuts on you because they
Yeah.
think you know everything.
Right.
So,
Right.
whereas we'll be speaking to somebody who doesn't speak English, we'll kind of, slow it down and kind of try to make images with our hands, I guess.
Yeah, they don't have that same heart.
No,
Yeah, you do more hand gestures, and for some reason you end up talking a lot louder too. Like you're just like hello, and you don't need to. Like
That helps.
It's funny. Like
Yeah.
I've heard so many people doing that when we were overseas a couple times too, and we're just like, no, you can still be calm and quiet. You just have to slow down a little bit and make more.
They just
hand
don't know
gestures.
English. They're not deaf.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Like it was cool when, totally off subject, but when Lauren and I went to Italy, like I spent a month beforehand trying to learn some Italian, and I started speaking with people, and it was really cool because like the thing I kept saying was a lot, because it's just you get kind of
Just
flustered with it,
thinking,
but they were just very patient and very cool, and everything was very slowed down, and it's like, man, we don't do that in America. It's all loud and hey, my name is blah, 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 and so totally
Even
different,
Maven.
totally different outlook. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Paul, please continue.
No, it's all good, man. I mean, kids, wives, 9 to 5s, maybe a little bit of international culture lessons. We're
go.
getting everything in there. So, yeah, man. Downloaded Blood Dragon on Thursday or Friday.
Yes,
I don't remember.
Tell me
It was
all.
like right after it came out, but
Let's
yeah.
hear
Well,
it.
that's the thing. I downloaded it and I played it for probably about 2 or 2.5 hours, and I haven't gotten a chance to play it since. But I'm really dying to play that game. It's so much fun.
Awesome.
Nice. So you do like it?
Oh yeah, it's really cool. Well, it's a lot like Far Cry 3. I mean, if you've even watched like a review video or even a preview video, you've probably seen a lot of the stuff that's going on in the game. There are actually dragons in the game. I wasn't expecting that. I was like,
That's incredible.
I know.
That's really cool.
I was thinking it was just the name because they were trying to be, silly 80s G.I. Joe / Terminator, storyline.
/ RoboCop, I think, too, right?
/ RoboCop. I mean, basically, if you've watched any 80s movie, or if you enjoy any 80s movies, you're really going to enjoy this game. And it's really, the only thing that is a little disappointing is that it kind of laughs at itself a lot. So the game kind of takes a step back and just laughs at what's going on a lot, if that makes sense.
So it doesn't take itself almost serious enough to make it really, really funny?
Yeah, to me it doesn't anyway. Like I think they should have just went all in with the serious factor on that game.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, like that's not a big deal, but to me it was kind of like, man, I kind of just wish they would have committed 100% to this craziness.
Yeah, if you're going to do a throwback, you just go all in and don't mock yourself. Take it as serious as you can. That's what I heard from a few other people too, that they tried a little bit too hard to be like over the top and then be really obvious. And it's like, you don't have to do that. Especially for an 80s throwback, just keep it as serious as possible, because that's how all those movies and shows were. It was dead on serious, and you look at it now and it was hilarious.
It makes me think like you're playing the game and the music is just dead on, man.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
I'm
it's
so
like
happy
you're
about
standing
that.
yeah, you're standing in like the middle of a war zone with, Skynet on one side and the rebels on the other, and you're just like, this is just like something out of Terminator. It's ridiculous.
That's so cool. I gotta play that.
Oh, it's so cool. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, some people were complaining about the cutscenes. The cutscenes are like a 16-bit graphical style, and I really like them. Like, I'm really glad that they went like a different direction with the cutscenes because they're really cool. And I know
What did
that
people want?
What's that?
What did people want?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I imagine that people were expecting, the same thing as Far Cry 3, where they've just got a cutscene and it's from first-person view, and you're interacting with people. But the 16-bit cutscenes, I think they did them to save money, but they're effective. I mean, they're hilarious.
That's
I feel
awesome.
like I'm playing a Genesis game. It's hysterical. And there's this scene. Oh my gosh. In the beginning, there were a few like laugh out loud moments, but then I got to this scene like right after you encounter I guess he would be considered probably the boss. Like I said, I haven't played far enough to know, but you encounter him for the first time, and there's this scene right after that I was just rolling on the floor laughing. It was so funny.
Oh my god, that's
And
awesome.
So great. I love
I
that.
wish I could tell you guys, but I don't want to spoil it. It's too funny.
Yeah, no,
you guys
please
just
don't.
have to play the game.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I love to hear that.
And that's what, $10 right now? Is that what it is?
It's $15. But it's I mean it's totally worth it. It's basically they took kind of a lot of the things from the Far Cry 3 game. So the first I think the first hour or so is linear, but then after that it kind of breaks you out into an open world and you can go around and do a lot of the same kind of things in Far Cry. You liberate these bases. And like I said, it's open world. So it's open world, but there's dragons walking around, and these dragons are awesome.
That's so cool.
Can you kind of fight them like you could like just the boars that were walking around?
Well, yeah, you can fight them, and the cool thing too that you can do is you'll pick up. I don't think this really isn't a spoiler. You can pick up these when you kill an enemy. You pick up their cyber heart, so you just like basically rip it out of them because they're all supposed to be cyborgs. So you basically rip out the cyber heart, and then you can throw them, and the dragons will follow them. So you can use them to like lure dragons in other directions.
That's
so it's
awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. So you can basically avoid all dragon encounters as long as you have some of those hearts on you. So like you'll throw them off to the side, and then you'll just run the other direction.
It's like giving meat to a dog.
Yeah, exactly. I mean it's such a cool game. Oh, you can also throw the hearts to lead them over to the enemies. So one thing that I did.
Yeah.
One thing that I did to liberate a base was I just threw a couple of hearts in there, and then the dragon followed it in, and he just went in and killed everybody in the base. So,
That's
awesome. You can do that approach too. So it's a lot of fun, and like I said, there's a lot of throwbacks. There's a lot of different things that you do when you heal yourself. It's pretty funny. Like you'll be like repairing your cyber arm or something. It's just
that is
so cool.
Great.
So much thought put into that game for it being just a downloadable title. So.
Yeah, you know what? $15 that's fine by me. That sounds like that's totally worth it.
Oh, definitely.
That's so
especially
cool.
because it's a standalone game. Like I said, when I thought that I was gonna, have to own Far Cry 3, I mean that would have prevented me from buying the game.
Yeah.
Really, because I sold my copy already. So the fact that they let it be a standalone game is awesome, and I'd love to see.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'd love to see more companies do that with their games. But we got to get on to Gabe because that's all I did. So
that's awesome.
All right, national anthem time.
Yep, hit it.
All right,
my national anthem.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say any longer, man, and we owe Disney some money.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know if we owe them any money because I don't think any of those words are right.
Everything the light touches is your kingdom. That is awesome.
What a great movie. My week has been good, man. Been up in Canada for, I guess it's officially a week now. Crazy missing my family.
Yeah.
It's been hard to connect just because, you don't want to, anytime you try to get internet and you're trying to Skype, but then, like we're experiencing right now, it doesn't always work that well. And so, and Amara's getting to the point where she knows it's me on there, and she's doing the like come pick me up thing, and it's like
that's just gonna break your heart.
Yeah. And Jenny's telling Amara, Daddy can't pick you up right now, Daddy can't pick you up right now, and she starts crying, and I'm like, I'm a terrible father.
Oh man.
So that's been rough, but the shows have been going cool. It's really nice to like kind of go from Winter Jam, which was this huge, we did, I think, a total of 56 cities with them or something like that. And they're all arenas, and, attendance would be like, 18,000 people, 19,000 people. And it's cool to kind of come to Canada. We've been playing churches, and it's been like 1,700 people.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And so it's been really cool and intimate. And it's just been a totally different vibe. And it's been really, really nice and refreshing. So that's been cool. On the game, I feel like there's so much to tell you guys, but on the game front, I don't know, is it dove back in on BioShock 1?
Okay.
Yes.
And I don't know that I like it.
Nice.
I'm trying so hard, Hall. I promise I'm trying. Like, I'm not giving up on it. I'm really trying. I'm at the place where I walk through some door and there's a bunch of flowers all over the place.
Oh, that's I can't remember the name of that city, but I know what you're doing.
And that guy keeps like disappearing and you're like kind of chasing him and he's kind of like seems like he's like teleporting around or whatever.
I think that was about the part where I started to get hooked. So if you haven't gotten hooked by now, you may not.
And that's what I felt like. I felt like I need to push through this part because it just feels so ridiculous. Does that make sense? Like, I remember when I opened the door and it was like all flowers and vines. I was like, oh gosh, I'm ready to like, meet the guy I'm talking to this whole time or something.
Right.
Like, you're still just by yourself for the majority of it.
You're waiting for something to happen, basically.
Yeah, I'm kind of like waiting on something to happen.
That is one thing about BioShock. I mean, it was it is an older game. So this was kind of before we expected a lot of the things that we get with current gen games.
Yeah, and I do understand that my mindset might be a little spoiled by the Call of Duty games, which like drop you into the middle of a city with buildings crumbling around you and you have to run down the street and start shooting people right away.
Oh yeah, it's super fast paced.
Yeah, and so, I'm trying to slow myself down and like take it serious, but it's just like, I don't know why it's so hard for me. And it's not because of the controls, even though I do hate the whole plasmids gun thing, like how long it takes to like switch from one to the other. I don't feel like that's a fast process, but I mean, I can tell that the storytelling is good. I can tell that it's important to, rescue or, the little sisters. I can tell that what I'm doing, it matters to the game, but I feel like it's just not moving fast enough for me.
Yeah, it's I think we've just been spoiled then because really,
I agree.
I think like I said, the game you can tell when you play it that it influenced a lot of the games that we played in the past 5 years.
Right.
One of the things that I loved so much about the game was the resource management. And it's funny to say that in a shooter, but so many games nowadays, like we never run out of ammo.
Yeah, they just throw bullets at you.
Exactly. In BioShock, I was constantly having to manage what ammo I was using and what I needed to save for the next guy. And by the end of the game, I had tons of ammo because I just kind of stockpiled. Yeah, but I mean, I think that was the thing I liked the most about the game. And the story is decent, but I don't think there's enough really interaction with the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm feeling. I'm like, can I have a conversation with somebody not over radio?
Yeah, I think that may have either been a time limitation or just something with the writing in the game. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I mean, you barely encounter any characters at all. That's the thing that kind of sucks.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make my way through that. I haven't played it the last day and a half. Actually the last 3 days. We had 2 days off. We were in Chicago, we were in Minneapolis, and the weather was beautiful, and it would have been a shame if I played video games on those days. I mean, we're like our hotel was like on Michigan Avenue in Chicago.
Oh man!
So you're like, you have to go walk around. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you feel guilty like now that it's spring and getting into summer? It's like beautiful days, and I'm like, should I be in here gaming right now? I think I need to go outside.
Right. I should be doing something.
I should be doing
like
something constructive, right? You always feel that way.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way. But so I haven't played it the last 3 days, so hopefully I'll pick it back up and keep it moving. I don't know what I'm going to do. But also, today I was lucky enough to meet our boy Jordan Thompson from Winnipeg, Canada.
I listened to part of the podcast today, too.
Oh yeah, it was really cool.
It was great, Jordan. Man, you're awesome. So keep up the good work. It's really cool.
Yeah, and man, what's really cool is just we talked a lot today about community, the gaming community, and technology and Twitter, and how if the gaming I feel like gaming is, a pretty good sized community, and I feel like we care. And so it's kind of cool when you mix that with Twitter and how easy it is to get a hold of each other nowadays.
Yeah.
That something like this can happen. It just so happens that my job sends me to Canada. I'm in 8 cities out of the whole country, and he happens to live in one.
That's awesome.
So it's really cool to go, and went over to his house today and sat with him and got to be on Boom Headshot, his podcast. And it was just really cool. And I wanted to give a huge big ups to my fellow podcasters, Timothy Hall and Tim Router, because he said some really, really nice things about our podcast today.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And I was like,
That's awesome,
I can't keep this to myself. I can't take all, I can't take, barely any credit. And so I tip my hat to you guys, man. You guys are also the breathing force of this podcast. So
that's
I want
awesome.
to reflect those comments to you guys.
Definitely, man. It's a group effort. We all do something, in the mix. So whether it be the website or doing the editing or doing the promotion or, things that Gabe does.
Yeah.
Gabe goes out to the world. He's like the ambassador of the podcast.
Yeah.
I was going to say, man, I'm excited to listen to their show tomorrow. I'm going to listen to it while I'm at work.
Yeah. I listened to some of it while I was working today, and then I'm like maybe 25 minutes in, and I downloaded the rest because I want to listen to the rest tomorrow. So Jordan, that's awesome, man. I'm thrilled that you're doing this, and I'm thrilled that Gabe, you were able to go and be on the show with him. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely blessed.
Yeah.
That's Canada love right there.
Dude, and these people up here are so doggone nice, it's sickening. I'm about to get diabetes. I'm about to get diabetes from how sweet these people are up here. So, huge shout out to Jordan. Invite me into his home, let me be on his podcast. Dude, it was awesome. Great getting to meet you. And we need to hook up a Google Hangout and do a little headshot, Married to the Games mashup here soon.
And definitely
pretty cool.
What's his site? Is it just Boom Headshot or his Twitter?
Yeah, boomheadshotpod.com.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody
go check it out.
.com. Yeah, he's a good guy. Also, I walk in his house, right? He's like, hey, he's showing me around. He's got, games all over the place. He's a big special editions guy, so he's got like props from all these different games and
that's awesome.
All around. It's really cool. And then he busts out Kane and Lynch 2, Dog Days, Prince of Persia, and Enslaved Odyssey to the West, and hands them to me and was like, hey, I bought these for you and the guys.
What?
No way.
Right. You know how big of an idiot I felt like? I was like, I'm coming into your home as a guest, and you send me away with 3 video games to share amongst me and the 2 Tims.
Hey, I got some lint in my pocket if you want it.
Seriously, I felt so terrible. I was like, oh, I'm so American right now. It's ridiculous.
Dude, that's love right there, man.
Yeah, so I got 3 games I'm bringing home, which all have English and French on the back. For you, Hall.
That is awesome.
Okay, you know what? Then we all have to play it in French then. Come on, we got to break out of our American shell, and we got to play it in French. I will have no idea
what's going on.
That's awesome.
So anyway, that's huge that he did that, and I just thought that was really, really cool. And then on top of that, he comes out to the show tonight and checks out our show.
Man.
I know. Trust me.
That's cool, man.
I don't know. I feel like I should send him flowers or something freaking crazy.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. If he ever comes down, man, we'll take him around and we'll show him everything.
Open arms, man. Open arms. Jordan, come on down to Nashville.
Yeah, he didn't ever grow up going to arcades. So I feel like, especially if he comes down, we got to take him to a decent arcade. And I know that like Dave and Buster's is kind of like it's kind of the anti-arcade for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, to use a card and you have to swipe stuff, but it does scratch the itch if you go down there and spend some money, and I think you can have fun there. So we got to take Jordan to some place like that or something like that, because he's younger than all of us. He was born in like 88. So.
Well, we got to take him to a real arcade, man, where it's like there's smoke everywhere, like you're walking up against like creepy people, like bumping shoulders and stuff.
You got to put your quarter on the glass.
Yeah, exactly. Where would we take him? Is it Galaxy something? Do we have a Galaxy something here, I feel like, in Hickory Hollow?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I think that closed down. because the mall's now a college.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I knew that, but I thought they moved out of it and was somewhere else.
Oh, maybe they did, because that'd be awesome, man. Those guys got it going on. I think that's honestly just a rich dude who doesn't even care about making money.
I hope it is, because
Yeah.
I love that they're even open.
Sign me up, man.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, sign me up for being rich too.
Yeah.
You know, and I was telling Krista this too. I was like, I don't know why nobody has opened an arcade in East Nashville yet. Why has nobody
Dude.
done that?
Stop talking. You're going to give away my idea. I'm trying to do that.
That's right.
Gosh, now everybody knows my plans.
That'd be amazing.
Jeez.
Hey, as long as you got Street Fighter 2, man, you'll be good.
I know, that's all we need. And this was a cool note when I was looking up some stuff to talk about with Jordan while we were on the podcast, and I thought we would talk about the death of the arcade. And because I knew that he was a youngster and probably didn't really do arcades growing up. And I stumbled upon some really interesting facts, like that in Japan, like in 2010, the arcade gaming business was still a $6.7 billion business.
Wow.
Like, and you got to realize, like, in America, in the US of A, in the 80s, when it had its big boom, it was an $8 billion business, which, you know, that was 80s dollars. So that was, you know, a grip of money now. But then, like, in the early 90s, it fell to like 1.3 and then spiked again when like Street Fighter and those came out. But then they say that actually arcade gaming is on a steady incline right now. And I didn't know that.
Wow.
Like across the world. It's taken a little hit in Japan, but across the world it's kind of like climbing a little bit and making more money than it used to.
Wow.
I think that it's kind of sad that the arcades lost some of their steam, because a lot of people who were going to the arcades like in the 80s, the early 80s, you know, they didn't own home consoles, and if they did, they were very, you know, primitive home consoles. So you would think a lot of people now would be kind of like how Dave and Buster's kind of appeals to that older audience, and they have games and stuff. You would think that a lot of older people who, you know, they're getting off of work or something and they want to run to the arcade and play for a few hours, you think there would be a market for those people.
I think there is, but people are just scared to try it.
But to play devil's advocate to that, though, why would I go somewhere when I can just come home and play in the comfort of my own home?
I think it's just the experience.
Oh, no, trust me, I'm with you. Like, the arcade is an experience. Like, it doesn't matter. You go in there even if you're not going in there to play a game, just to soak it all in, it's awesome. I mean, I remember when I would go to the beach in Ocean City, New Jersey, there were 2 or 3 arcades that my brother and I would hit all the time, and we'd stay in there for hours. It was just an experience, you know? It's
and
awesome.
and I think too, if people are smart, and this is just me saying this, but I thought the arcade could become that place where you could go and play with the Oculus Rift, and where you could go play with that Omni treadmill.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like breaking the latest technology.
Yeah, make it the crazy peripheral place. Like, because obviously regular gaming is not working. So if you make it the place where you can go have an actual virtual reality experience instead of what they've been pitching as virtual reality for the last 20 years, then that could be something that would be a niche that needs scratching, because everybody's not going to buy that Omni treadmill and put it in their house. It's too big. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So anyway,
good stuff, man.
That's my lengthy week. Tim Rowder, you know what to do, that dead Jack.
That's right, brother. So new releases this week there's not much to speak of. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut is going to be released this week for the Wii U. That's about it. But some very exciting news. If you are a PlayStation Plus member, go on there right now and download Sleeping Dogs for FREE, people.
I can't believe that. Free 99.
I am so excited. Gabe, I'm gonna play this game again, and if you want to take your game back and you can sell it, do whatever you want with it. But I'm definitely playing this game again, and I encourage everybody, if they have not played it, to play it, because it is awesome. And for FREE, if you're a PS Plus member, it's totally worth it.
And whatever Sony employee listens to the show, just go ahead and email us and tell us you exist, because we've been predicting this for how many episodes now?
Exactly.
No, seriously.
Yep.
Yeah, and finally they answered our call. They were like,
so
we'll do it.
So Sony, you're welcome. But you know what's funny, Tim? I think you had said that you were thinking it would probably come out later in the year, just because it's not.
No, I was saying that. Hall was saying it was going to come out soon.
Yeah,
I was
that's
saying
true.
that
And I thought it would come out way later, but they already had it in Europe, last month or whatever. So I think Hall was on to something that it was going to happen. So shouts to you, Hall. You win the brownie for today.
Hall's got his finger on the pulse. Hall's got his finger on the pulse.
That's right. So, yeah, so that was exciting. So that's it for as far as new releases this week. Not a whole lot going on. Top-selling games for the week ending of April 27th. Number 1 and number 2, Dead Island Riptide.
Oh, there we go.
So
I was gonna have to reach through the internet and smack you if you said Luigi.
Oh, yeah, I should have gone. Number 1 is Luigi. No, I'm kidding. But I decided.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tim, you'd have plenty of time to move. I mean, Gabe's probably lagging real bad.
Yeah, I can move.
Yeah.
But I actually there are some people at Merity's in downtown Franklin that are big gamers, and they let me borrow their Dead Island Riptide. So I have it. I just haven't played it yet. So I'm curious. I want to try it and just see. There
you go.
See how it is. But so that was 1 and 2. Lego City Undercover for the 3DS, number 3. What's up?
Man, 3DS is killing it.
Yeah, they're coming back, man. Luigi's Mansion is still number 5. Injustice dropped to number 4. Number 4 and 6, Xbox and PS3. And then Star Trek the Game debuted at number 1. Debuted at number 7 for its first week.
I was about to say.
Psych. No, they only did 32,000 units.
Oh, snap.
So, well, that was for Xbox, and they did 22,000 for PS3. So, Star Trek, I'm sorry.
Hopefully more people than that go see the movie.
Yeah, right. So, and Dragon's Dogma, number 9, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, number 10. Still. Freaking still. I will.
You talk about staying power.
I know. I think from here till Christmas, I will continue to say Call of Duty Black Ops 2 in the top 10. Well, no.
And then it'll break into the top 5 when Christmas rolls around because people will start buying it again.
Well, and then when Ghost comes out, then it's all whatever. Here's an interesting point, though. I just saw this today. Because we don't play any of these games, but I know we've talked about it before. FIFA 13 just crossed the 14.5 million units sold mark.
Holy
14.5 million. I don't get that. I do. You know what? Because it's Europe. Because Europeans love soccer and FIFA 13.
Well, it's the biggest sport in the world. The world loves soccer.
Yep.
What? That's FIFA 2013.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah. So
FIFA 13.
The press release was EA announced that more than 14.5 million copies of FIFA 13 have been sold to date. FIFA's 13 revenue from digital sales hit 200 million in EA's 2013 fiscal year, a 94% increase versus FIFA 12 in the prior year. Total revenue from FIFA for the year was nearly $350 million, including including FIFA Online and FIFA World Class Soccer. So,
wow.
I mean, I know I don't play those games, but holy cow, you got to respect that. That's amazing, and that just awesome. It kind of shows that the worldwide culture of soccer is so much bigger than just our tiny little United States.
That makes of course, man. They get into huge fights over soccer.
They just did this past weekend too.
People have been killed.
So
people have literally been killed.
Crazy. But I thought that was pretty interesting that EA's killing it worldwide on that.
Well, this is kind of a tangent. FIFA 13, is that the game with the goofy looking guy on the cover?
That'd be Lionel Messi. He plays for Barcelona.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I just remember seeing that cover, and I was like, that guy's face should not be able to look like that.
Yeah, he's not like the Cristiano Ronaldo model type soccer player at all. He's like this down home Argentinian who just happens to be the most amazing soccer player in the world.
That's cool. He looks like he's at Disney World.
Right. Yeah. The dude is amazing though. Like I've watched some highlight reels from him, and
I was going to say, I really hope we get some Twitter comments on that comment I just made, because I want to see if other people feel the same way.
You might get death threats now, Hall. You never know.
No, seriously. People take soccer serious, Jack.
They're going to be like, don't be talking about my Lionel Messi like that.
What you mean, Disney World?
Hey, you know what? I can't play soccer at all, so
yep,
exactly.
I'm totally, just count me out of the picture.
Nope, it's all good.
Hall.
Yes.
You got something, Jack?
Yeah, did you guys hear about the announcement? EA taking over the exclusive license to the Star Wars games.
Yes.
Of course, yeah.
What do we think about that?
I mean, it would. I mean, wouldn't it pretty much if somebody was going to do an exclusivity agreement, wouldn't it be between EA and Activision anyway?
It's definitely one of the heavy hitters. So I think you pick one. I mean, it makes sense. I think because it's a heavy hitter with a heavy hitter and a heavy hitting franchise. So now the proof is in the pudding. Now show us what you got.
It's really weird because doesn't Activision have the Marvel licenses usually?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
And Marvel's owned by Disney, so it's kind of weird. Like the left hand's doing one thing and the right hand's doing something else.
But that's the same with any of those mega companies. Like,
oh, I know, it's nuts.
It's so weird how the left hand does not talk to the right hand most of the time, and they could save so much money and have so much more efficiency if they all just communicated. And I've experienced it with Sony firsthand. Just in my work, it's like, do you guys not talk to one another? Like, this could be so much easier to accomplish if we all just got together in a room and hashed it out. But whatever.
Right.
Definitely.
It's all good.
That's too much common sense,
there you
which
go.
is becoming less and less common.
Yeah, just put a little star rainbow, and that the more you know. Bling! There you go.
I was going to say, with this announcement, they had said that there's going to be no Star Wars games in 2014. Obviously, that means there's going to be none in 2013, or will there? I guess.
No, you know what though?
Nobody really knows.
To me, that's fine because that's an indication that they want to take their time. They got to figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to create a new game. So you know what? Take all the time you need because I don't want the next game for Star Wars to suck. 1313 looked amazing.
Yes, definitely. Well, I just looked a little more into the story here, and it says 2014 fiscal, so that's April 2013 to March 2014. So, yeah, basically, I'm just waiting on the next Battlefront game if they'll ever give us another one. Did you guys ever play those?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the Star Wars Battlefront games were a ton of fun, and if they brought out one now, it would be a hit. It would be huge.
I know, that's such a weird thing. Like, I'm such a huge Star Wars fan, but I never was interested in any of the games because they never looked, I don't know, they just didn't look appealing. I don't know why.
Force Unleashed 2 looked good to me for some reason.
Yeah, both the Force Unleashed games were pretty fun, and Battlefront was really cool because what it was like there was like a large battle going on, so like basically like a battle out of one of the movies, and you would pick a character that you would play as, and then you'd be playing online, and like some other people would be different characters, and then somebody would like you would basically, I think if you got like a certain number of kills in the row, you could like be a Jedi or something, so then
cool.
you'd spawn as a Jedi. It was awesome.
Huh. Yeah, that is cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, and I would
that.
love to see them do a game like that and go back to the first three movies, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes, please.
I think Star Wars could do itself a lot of favor by focusing on games that are from the original trilogy.
I agree.
Yeah. And my thing with EA picking it up, I think at the end of the day, I'm just glad someone picked it up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm too caught up on who it is, but I'm glad that someone did.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And now we need to see the proof of, okay, this has been, the torch has been passed. Now, the company that's taking this over needs to step up. And if they hit it out of the park, this could reignite, the Star Wars fanboyism.
Fanboyism.
Not that fanboys, not that you never really had to reignite them because they will always be fanboys, but like the gaming experience, I should say.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when everybody heard about the Disney announcement and got really mad. And I was just sitting there saying, well, what good has Lucas done with the franchise lately?
Right. I mean, it's been kind of
what are you expecting here? Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like, are you happy about the job George Lucas has been doing? Because if you are, raise your hand, because I don't think anybody has been. So.
Yeah, 3 words for you, George. Jar Jar Binks. That's all I got to say.
The man's gonna make mistakes. I have to say this real quick. We're in Chicago. DJ Madge, the DJ with us,
Oh yeah,
goes to see Iron Man in 3D.
Here it's great, by the way. Did you see it?
No, I have to wait for Jenny. She would kill me if I went to
yeah,
about her.
yeah.
Sitting in the row in front of him and 2 seats over, Sir George Lucas and his family.
In Chicago.
No way.
In Chicago.
Come on.
Can you believe that?
No way.
I was so jealous. I was like, oh my gosh.
Did he say something?
I wish I would have been there. No, of course he didn't. Madge is shy.
Oh, man. I probably would have had to change my drawers.
I mean, you have to say he's George Lucas. He's like a national treasure.
Yeah, just be
Dude, if you see George Lucas, you have to go up to him and talk in Jar Jar voice.
No, please
you'll
don't.
do that. And then when he tases you, you deserve it.
Right. And then you make T-shirts saying "I got tased by George Lucas."
Exactly. That'd be amazing.
That would be awesome, right? That's a story.
Oh my gosh, you get a shirt made that says George shot first.
Exactly. Oh, Hall, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
That is next
For
level.
you
Hey,
Star Wars
that's our next
nerds out
round of
there.
shirts, man. Married to the games.
George shot first.
George shot first. That's incredible.
That is
I can't believe that.
Incredible. Yeah, I know. It was crazy. I was very excited for him. You know what else I was excited for?
Please tell us.
Freaking the announcement for Plants vs. Zombies 2.
Yes.
It's about
I knew
time.
you would be
is what
excited
it's
about
called.
that.
Yes. What's the release date?
Dude, I saw that thing. I want to say it's next month.
I think you're right. I think it's in June.
I don't know if they gave an exact date or if they just said it's next month.
Oh, I can't
You
wait.
know how iOS games are. You know what I mean?
Well,
They're like,
they'll
hey, it's
show
coming
up
out
when they show
tomorrow.
up.
Yeah, exactly. When it pops up there is when you get it.
Yep.
So the game is called Plants vs. Zombies. It's about time, and which I think is a clever way of probably killing 2 birds with 1 stone in the sense of they know that their fans, such as Gabe Patillo, who's tweeted about it a lot,
right.
that says when in the heck is this next game? Because you got to remember, Plants vs. Zombies came out in 2009.
Really? That long ago?
9.
Wow.
It's 2013.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
You know what I'm saying? If that was Assassin's Creed, there'd be like 8 of them out by now.
Exactly.
So Plants vs. Zombies 2, I feel like is coming out in June, and I will be getting that as soon as I see it hit the App Store.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
That may or may not replace Candy Crush.
It's definitely replacing whatever.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's going to replace that.
Yeah, anything on my mobile devices, Plants vs. Zombies 2 is replacing. So I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome.
Router, did you have anything else?
I got just 2 short little tidbits. Some sad news. I know we were talking about Far Cry 3. Do you remember the character Dr. Earnhardt, who was the pothead doctor who housed the girl, like one of your girls?
Uh-huh.
The voice, Martin Kevan, I believe, passed away this past week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, at age 66, he, according to the press release, he had a brief battle with cancer. If it's brief, that means it probably was a pretty bad bout of cancer. So our thoughts go out to him.
Shoot.
So the Montreal Gazette notes
Yeah, him and his family.
Kevin enjoyed a successful career in film, TV, and theater, and he spoke both French and English in his voice acting. So
that's awesome.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's some sad news. And since we were talking about Far Cry 3, I figure I'd mention that. And then,
yeah, man, it's 66 is so young now, man.
Yeah, it really is.
I know, it really is.
So, and then another totally opposite spectrum. There's a new Borderlands class coming on May 14th. Borderlands 2 gamers will be able to download a brand new player.
Just in time for my birthday.
There you go.
Sweet.
Brand new player class, Krieg the Psycho, for $10. You can download him and you can play him. So he is the next Vault Hunter. So I think that's pretty cool.
That sounds like a lot of money. Is it not?
Yeah, for a new character, maybe.
I think if you bought the game new and you got that code, you should have gotten that character for free.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, exactly.
I think this was probably a last minute deal. I don't know. But I mean, man, Borderlands has put out a ton of DLC already, so maybe you wait till the Game of the Year edition and call it a day.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that.
So yeah, that's what I got.
Hall, you got anything else?
No, not really.
I have one piece of bad news before we get to not to end this on bad news. But on June 1st, you'll no longer be able to take your PS2s into GameStop and trade them in.
Oh, really? They're cutting off, huh?
They're cutting it off, Jack.
That's
so
it.
You better go get your $3 out of your PlayStation at GameStop while you can.
No,
Wow.
you know what you need to do is you need to hold on to that system and wait until GameStop runs out of their used ones.
Oh, because then they'll need some.
Well, no. Then you throw it up on Craigslist for like, I don't know, $75. Get what it's really worth.
I know.
Nice.
I thought that was interesting that they're shutting it off. I mean, I guess that you have to, but my thing is like, why shut it off? Why not just drop the price so low that people don't want to trade it in for that price? Because then you come ahead when somebody's like, okay, just take it for $5. You know what I'm saying?
You would be surprised. Like people would walk in there and GameStop would be like, we'll give you $2, and they'd be like, sure.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Why not have that huge overhead of having a lot of PS2s? If you're only giving out $5 for them, but you're going to turn around and sell them for way more than that.
Yeah.
I have not a clue.
Interesting.
I mean, the same thing happened with NES games. It used to be, this was way back, but you used to be able to walk into to a GameStop and get NES games, like almost all of them, for what, like between 99 cents and $5.
Right.
And once they sold out of all of those, because I remember the day they announced that they were going to do that, they sold out of all of them. Immediately, NES prices shot up from there.
Exactly.
That was it.
Exactly.
Because you couldn't get them anymore.
Right.
Supply and demand, Jack. Supply and demand.
You know what made me really happy about Canada, though, is that they still call it EB Games up here.
Really?
That's nice.
And that just made me like
they got
all
Funko
warm
Land
inside.
up there?
No, I asked Jordan that today. I was like, "Did you ever go to a Funko Land?" He was like, "No." I was like, "What?" So, but Funko Land, that's way back in the day, Tim.
Yep.
I mean, I went to a
Wow.
Funko Land, but Router has never stepped foot in a Funko Land.
No. I was just at the arcades at the beach during the summer.
Well, when they announced that they were going to stop selling NES games, I walked into a Funko Land and bought Turtles the arcade game for $5. I remember.
Boom. I like
Boom.
that. All right.
We got questions.
We got questions right here in River City.
Should we hit it?
Yeah, man.
All right. We got a Facebook question from our boy John Fuller, and he actually set it up for us nice. He's got a couple quick fire questions.
Oh.
So here we go. First one, single player or multiplayer?
Single player.
Single player.
Single player.
Multiplayer sometimes.
Right. RPGs or action adventure?
Both.
Yeah, I was going to say both too.
Yeah, I think both.
That's
Female
such a lame
or male
answer.
protagonists?
Male.
Female.
Doesn't matter.
As long as
Yeah,
the
I
game's
mean, it
good,
really
right?
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I have to stare at like a dude's backside the entire time I play,
Let me ask you this, though.
I'd rather it be a female.
Hall,
What?
who did you play in Mass Effect?
Dude.
Exactly.
Single
You had the choice.
There you go. Last one from him. Candy bars or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Snickers ice cream, so it's both.
Ooh, double shot. Nice. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, I'm going ice cream.
Those are the
You're such a
best.
glutton.
That's right. That's amazing. John, that was great, man. Thank you. That's the way to do some good quick fire questions
Yeah,
right off the bat.
I like that.
Okay, our boy Drew on Twitter. What would it take to get you guys to buy a Wii U?
Oh, my gosh.
I think we've answered that before.
I think it was about a
Price
Vita.
drop?
It was about a Vita.
You're right. It was about a Vita, wasn't it?
I was going to say a paycheck from Nintendo. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You know what? If they had a crazy, crazy good integration with the television, like, they're talking about the new Xbox will integrate to where you can, like, it'll act almost as like your TV guide or your, all that. If they had some kind of crazy good integration, if that, like, Wii TV thing would have been awesome.
That would have been enough to get you to buy one?
Well, I mean,
to
I
me,
don't know.
it's
Probably not.
like there aren't any Wii U games that I'm excited about. Like there's nothing for me that would be like, I got to have that game, and if it's on a different platform, I got to have that.
I know
gotta
everybody's
have that
dodging the Wii U. The only reason I bring it up is because of that gamepad. Like, there's a couple controllers out there from, I think, Harmony, or I forget what the company was. But, like, if it was a banging remote, like, if I just would have needed it to be all encompassing, not just worked kind of well on some games.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I gotcha.
But I mean, probably nothing. I mean,
And
it'd be $8.
Hall, for you, I'm assuming it would be a price break.
Well, not only that, I mean, if they had some good, like, I mean, I imagine in like 4 years they'll have tons of Mario games. There'll be like 2 Mario parties, 2 Mario Karts, and all kinds of stuff. Then maybe then, and even then,
Let me
I'm
ask
just
you
not.
this though.
What's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think what you were about to say was even with that, nothing about that gets you excited about the Wii U. And don't you think, me and Jordan talked about this a little bit today, they need new IPs. Like Nintendo people are like, ooh, I can't wait for a new Pokemon. Ooh, I can't wait for another Metroid. Ooh, I can't wait for another Zelda. And you're like, what about new people? What about Last of Us? What about Watch Dogs? What about Sleeping Dogs? What about all these new games that are coming out that people are getting excited about? Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, those were all brand new ideas that,
Yeah, it just seems like it's the same run-of-the-mill stuff for the Wii.
Yeah,
it is true, but I was actually gonna say I'm just not excited about the hardware. I mean,
yeah, it's not that great.
Pretty much what we already have. So
yeah, it's true.
And they're not doing.
Why do I want? I mean, I have a PlayStation 3. I have an Xbox 360. Why do I want something else that essentially is the same thing?
Yeah,
yeah, and they're not that excited about it either, considering they're not doing a press conference at E3 this year.
Yeah, right. Way to go, Reggie.
I think that them deciding not to do a press conference at E3, actually, I think that's kind of a smart thing. The way I look at it is they could probably make announcements through their Nintendo Direct thing that they do.
Yeah, but we would never hear about it.
Yeah,
what's
but
that?
You know what? They're going to get buried with all of the hype from what's happening at E3, though.
That's true. That is true. If they were at E3, they would probably get more fanfare.
And I think too, it's just proving that you don't have anything.
Right.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, it's very true. All right, well, Drew, that was a great question. Thank you, sir. We got Joey McPherson at Twitter. If you can only choose 2 games to play for the rest of your lives, what would they be? He said, counting games coming out this year, he said mine would be GTA 5 and The Last of Us.
I would say it's hard to pick games that aren't even out yet because we don't know that they're going to be killer games.
Right, they could totally suck.
I would say Final Fantasy VII and Mrs. Pac-Man.
Nice.
Huh.
I think Miss Pac-Man has endless fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do. I love the Pac-Man games. Man, I would have to say something probably like Skyrim
because it's long.
And then and then something I could play over and over again, like had Gabe had said, Pac-Man or
Root Beer Tapper.
Galaga, Root Beer Tapper, something
Joust.
like that just you play over and over again just to get better and better at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then somebody finds you 5 years later and you're the best Pac-Man player in the world.
That's right. You'd be like amazing. You'd be the Pac-Man champion.
What was yours, Router?
You know what? I would say Sleeping Dogs and
Brotherhood.
You know what? It's a toss-up between Brotherhood and Far Cry 3. I really loved Far Cry 3.
It was good. I liked it too.
It was really good. Yeah, I think that'd be mine. Okay. Okay, I may kill this guy's name, but Chaufie, Twitter at that Chaufie. What games have you enjoyed that might have been overlooked or underappreciated by most? And I'm sorry if I screwed up your name, but
you're definitely going to say Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, mine is Sleeping Dogs.
Resistance 3 all the way.
Yeah, man, you keep talking about that game, and I have to play that game because you really piqued my interest, and that was kind of a sleeper too, wasn't it?
It was that. I think it didn't get the attention that it needed. It was such a good game, and it was. I think that was the whole reason it was the last exclusive from Insomniacs. They were just like, we can't take this.
I would say anything on the Dreamcast
anymore. Anything off the Dreamcast?
Sorry, I say the whole Dreamcast system was overlooked, but had incredible games.
There you go.
Don't you think, Hall?
Yeah, I was just looking up how much a copy of Skies of Arcadia was.
Oh, gosh, that game is so good.
Yep.
I played the crap out of that game.
Oh, and Power Stone. Both Power Stone games were
everyone,
so
they're
good.
starting to geek out. Everybody back up.
Dude, why have they not re-released Power Stone on XBLA and PSN?
I have no idea.
Those could totally be bundled up and re-released,
they don't want the money.
Everybody would play them.
I'd play them.
Yeah, hoodie.
It's probably because they
Hoodie.
murdered knights into dreams. And they're like, whoa, we don't want to do that again. And you're like, well, it's because you're an idiot the first time. Like, that game didn't need to be messed with unless you were going to kill it, and they did not do that.
That's Sega's problem, though. That like on stuff like that, they mess up once and then they kill it. But on Sonic, they just keep making bad games. Why do they do that?
All
right,
send
boys.
them to the Olympics. Sorry.
All right, we got one last one, and this should probably close it out. Our boy James Hartwick at Twitter. What is your wife's favorite video game of all time? That's an awesome question.
Mario Party.
Really?
Yep.
My wife cannot stand Mario Party.
Really?
Oh, my gosh. No.
My wife loves Mario Party, but I like when we play. I mean, obviously I'm a gamer, so I end up beating her on stuff, and so I kind of have to tone it down a little bit.
You have to play with one hand tied behind your back?
No, it's
blindfolded.
Just, I mean,
Right.
Well, there's a lot of things that she beats me on. Like if we got into a streak where we were playing Mario Party every single night, and she got really good at it.
Nice.
So it was awesome.
What's yours, Ryder?
You know, it's funny. I asked Lauren this because I saw this question. I'm like, I have no idea. And she actually really surprised me. I was very impressed. She said Pitfall because she remembers back in the day because her brother had an Atari at some point, and she played the heck out of Pitfall all the time.
Wow, that's a great answer.
So that was I was like, babe, I'm impressed.
That's a great old school answer.
Yeah, right?
I love that.
What about Jenny?
It's well, here's the thing. She plays Dr. Mario the most, and she loves it. But I think when it comes to her enjoying something and having a lot of fun, it's going to be Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I think.
Speaking of Mario Kart, there was one of those. Was it Mario Kart Double Dash? Did you ever play that one?
On the 64? Or
No,
on the
that was
Wii?
on the GameCube.
Oh, GameCube. Yeah. No. We didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't have a GameCube.
Krista and I, that was one of those games that we played hardcore until we could beat the campaign, because the campaign for that game was so hard.
Yeah.
But we got so good at that game. That was another one I think that I could consider her favorite.
Yeah, Mario. I think Mario Kart has got to be it. I mean, like when we busted it back out when Ed and Sarah came over, we had so much fun. I think when it comes to fun, that's it. But she plays Dr. Mario the most.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Is that it?
Well, yeah, that's it, man. Guys, thank you everybody for sending in your questions, and we love it. So keep sending us questions. If you have any comments, by all means, do your thing.
Yeah. And we don't mind criticism. So if there's something that we do that you guys think sucks, let us know. I'm not saying we'll change.
We might cry a little too.
Yeah, we might cry a little and complain, but that's all right. Man.
Please review us on iTunes.
Yeah, review us on iTunes. Give us the one with the most stars. 5 stars. Man, I'm really glad I got to do this. This is a good detox day of not being able to talk about video games.
Heck yeah.
So I got to meet up with Jordan Thompson, do Boom Headshot. I get to be with my boys, Married to the Games. So yeah, y'all know where we're at. MarriedToTheGames.com. It's your one-stop shop for everything Tim, and Gabe. You go to our Facebook from there, Facebook.com/MarriedToTheGames. You can get to our Twitter from there, Twitter.com/MTTGcast.
Coming soon, George Shot First t-shirts on the store.
Exactly. Tasered by George shirts. And then also we're on YouTube, youtube.com/MarriedToTheGames. We're behind, I think, 2 weeks on there because I've been out of the country. But that's where we're at. We're on Twitter. We love talking to you guys. It's been so awesome being able to still communicate with you guys through that. Keep hollering at us. We going to keep bringing it. We going to keep moving. What episode is this, 34?
Yep.
034.
Older than Gabe.
In the freaking books. Yeah, man. Working our way towards Tim slowly but surely. Got a couple more weeks to go.
Yeah, Yes, thank you.
A couple. I think we got more than a couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna keep it moving. Me and Hall are gonna enjoy making fun of Tim and his age and his shots.
Thank you. Thank you. Just keep it going. This is good. Just keep it going.
From Canada, I'm Gabe Patillo. In Nashville, that's Tim Router and Timothy Hall. We appreciate you guys listening. Come back, see us again next week. All right, we about this thing. Peace.